is the dumbing down of standards. It's increasingly occurred. Again,
what
over the
standards?
last...
What do you mean by standards of policing or standards
I'm
of
talking about
recruiting?
the standard of recruitment, and it starts right from the first get-go, if you will.
Yeah.
So when I started, okay, that was in 1978. My family were visited by an inspector or a sergeant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they actually saw the home circumstances and they knew the background and where we were, etc. And over the years, that has all been subbed out effectively to remote HR departments of private companies. And so what's actually happened is there are criminals who have been recruited and retained in the police service.
No.
Absolutely. Now, when the Daily Mail talks about it, the response that comes from ACPO is always about drink drivers, because that's criminal and appalling. If you actually probe, and I'll give an example. We're in St Albans at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in the 2000s, I was on an inspector's course with a group of other inspectors. One of those inspectors described to me that an intake of probationers, they were called, they're new recruits, turned up at St Albans police station and they were being allocated to their teams, and the sergeants were there. A sergeant recognised a person who was wearing a police uniform as being the person who was convicted of assaulting him the year before. Okay?
Wow.
All that happens is that person was shoved to another team.
Oh, don't tell me they were kept.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and the Home Office, when they rewrote the regulations of that recruitment, they inserted the phrase, to be a police officer in the UK, only a rudimentary knowledge of English is required. Now, you can also include the level of maths or of English.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I started, you either had O-level or equivalent, or you did a maths test. Example of current maths is there's 5 levels of a car park, there's 20 spaces at each level. How much? Yeah. Right. So that's, I don't know if that's 11 or 12-year-old maths, probably even less than that. Right. So there's the potential. It's a dumbing down. It's a dumbing down.
And do you think? And okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but do you think it's so that the police that come in now, who are being recruited, are actually going to be easier to control, to manage? Well,
what I would say is that part of the impact of the change of conditions, so first of all, I can just make a quick comparison with the US. The US, the period of service is 20 years and burnout. I think that's right because of all the things they face. Right, policing was 30 years, a full term. That's now been expanded out to 35 years and the age range has gone up. Now the implications of that and the reduction in the value of the pensions, etc., is that it's being designed so it will no longer be an attractive vocation, an attractive career. You've also got, I mentioned compulsory severance, you've also got the opportunity to sack officers to save money. That's in Theresa May's back pocket. Right, so it's all around creating it as something that may appear on someone's CV, a bit like volunteering, something like that to show, but absolutely not, which is the bedrock of policing, a sustained period of time, not a job for life, I would call it a vocation, where people learn and it becomes inculcated in them what serving the public's about. And all of that is at risk.